Alright, so this is a John Cena versus Seth Rollins 2K15 simulation, and I'm just gonna talk about, the feud itself and other stuff leading up to Summerslam. So, if some of you guys don't watch Raw, this feud started when Cena came out during Seth Rollins' promo and interrupted him by calling him out for being a bad champion, and that's how the feud started. It wasn't, it seems kind of like Seth Rollins needed an opponent. That's that's the only reason why this feud is happening, because there's really no other person he can have a feud with. Um, Personally, I would have liked to see Seth, Brock, and Taker in a triple threat. That was my original hope um, before Battleground, because I already, like, 4 days prior to Battleground, I already knew that Taker was gonna be there because of, spoilers, and on Reddit. Um, So I already knew that, and my hope was that Seth would somehow get involved in the Brock and Taker feud. Maybe Taker could come back, could have came back during a match and choke slammed Seth along with Brock, and then Seth, you know, that would have given a reason for Seth to, you know, come into the feud, but that didn't happen, and I think that would have been a much better feud. Cena could have gotten involved in the. I would have liked Cena, Owens, and Cesaro for a triple threat at SummerSlam. That was my dream match for Battleground, but didn't happen at Battleground, and so I was hoping it would happen at SummerSlam, and it didn't happen there either. It's not gonna happen there either. So, yeah, that would have been better. Except that would have made 3 matches into 2. So, that's another problem that they have to look at. You know, I think they want to create as many feuds as possible. Which I don't think that's the best route to go with, but they have 4 hours to fill for SummerSlam, and you have to have a lot of matches. Um, what I'm really hoping for, and this is a long stretch, but I'm really hoping that next week or some week they're gonna announce that the Seth and Cena match, will be an Iron Man match, but we haven't seen an Iron Man match since 2009. It's really disappointing because, it gives you that big match feel, and it can get really physical. So, I'm hoping that since SummerSlam is 4 hours, that they can have the time for an Iron Man match. Maybe not 1 hour, maybe 45 minutes. It might seem unusual to have a 45-minute Iron Man match, but they can fit that in, I'm sure. Because the match itself, I'm expecting to go like 25 minutes, so like adding 20 more minutes isn't really that much of a hassle. So that's what I'm hoping. Um, as far as the Brock Taker match goes, I'm not really expecting much. I like where the build-up's been so far. I think Taker's gonna be there at Raw, the next Raw, and then they're gonna have a final meet at the Raw before SummerSlam. Um, but as far as like the quality of the match, I'm not expecting much because Taker's kind of old, so. And at WrestleMania 30, he got a concussion, so maybe that's why their match wasn't that good. But I can't really say. So I don't know. They haven't had uh like a proper match since 2002, so I can't judge how well their match is gonna go. Um, so yeah. Um, what other? There's Kevin Owens versus Cesaro, which I think is a great feud. Because they're both getting that push at the same. They're both getting pushed right now. So I think it's great that those two are having a feud. Um, I don't care who wins really. I'm hoping Cesaro wins. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can't decide. Either one of them, would be good. Um, so a lot of people have been kind of disappointed with what's it? Um, the Divas revolution. Well, I'm not saying by a lot of people. I mean like the internet community, and they get kind of serious about stuff, which I personally think they're overreacting. But I'm gonna discuss it anyway. Uh, People have been saying that it's very plain, and there isn't much story behind it. It was way too hyped for what it is right now. But I like the fact that they have they have actual time, and they have two matches at Raw instead of one. So it's a step in the right direction. But I don't think there's a story there either. Um, so there's also the Randy Orton versus Sheamus match, which I'm well, obviously, no one really, not many people want to see it because we've seen that match already, and I think that Randy has so much more potential, but I'm not sure where they're gonna take him. Uh, I personally think he's not really gonna get anywhere unless he turns heel again. That's where he's at his best. But I'd like more of a Viper gimmick again, not the Apex Predator gimmick that he has right now. Um, like that 2009 gimmick for those of you that watched WWE back then. I'd like that, and because he was very entertaining back then, and I don't think he's gonna get anywhere unless he does turn heel. Yeah, that's kind of self-explanatory. Uh, so 2K16, some video footage came out, and they didn't improve graphics, because they don't really need to. The video, I mean the face scanning and stuff, it's pretty good. So they didn't need to have a graphics change, and they don't have to change graphics every year. But I'm hoping they do something about the textures and the lighting, because that's what I feel is like the only thing that's holding the graphics back. For example, if you if you play with Jericho or Booker T, like their skin looks leathery and they look like plastic. So that's I'm hoping they fix that. I think it's I don't know. The footage that they provided wasn't really that clear. It was it was kind of blurry a bit. Not blurry. It was yeah, the quality just wasn't that good. So I can't really tell if the graphics, I mean the textures or anything improved. Um, it did look kind of, what's it called? It looked worse than 2K15, but I know that's because it's still in its preliminary stage. So I can't really judge the graphics right now. For that reason. And as far as the improvement features go, none of them really surprised me or impressed me, except they're bringing back all the created, well, most of the created features, like the create a superstar. Well, they are, yeah, the create a arena, create a championship, that stuff. They have that back. For my career, they just basically gave the description for what 2K15 my career was, so there wasn't anything new that I noticed. Nothing about universe mode. I believe they're bringing back, TLC and stuff like that. I'm not sure how many matches they're bringing back. I'm hoping they bring back everything that was in 2K14 as far as matches goes. But I'm not sure about that. They're bringing back some matches, I do know that. So the video's about to end. If you liked it, like and check the description for part 2. I'll have it uploaded soon. If it's not there, I'll upload it soon. And yeah, subscribe, all that stuff. Bye.